Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Tesla's Cube. My name is AcceleReece, and you're watching a Hot Wheels Originals review. Today, we're taking a look at the brand new Twin Dorado. The Twin Dorado was designed by Fraser Campbell and was released in this year of 2025. It is a mashup between the Deora and the Twin Mill. These are two classic, iconic Hot Wheels castings mashed up together into one car. Before we take a look at the car, let's quickly just take a glimpse at the packaging here. We got a nice 3D render of the Twin Dorado there in some detail. Twin Dorado, and I'm guessing the Dorado is, I think it's Spanish for gold, because the car is gold, so it works, right? I guess Twin Deora was just a bit too boring of a mashup name, so they went with Twin Dorados. I don't know, it just sounds a little cooler and a little bit more interesting, you know? This is number 3 of 5 in the Track Champs series. We'll get into that later. Hot Wheels logo, very big. This is 228 of the 250 main lines for 2025. New for 2025. It's got the blue background with the speed lines like every 2025 card. And fortunately, they have stopped doing the Hot Wheels Let's Race Netflix ads on the fantasy cards now. Finally, our 2025 mainline cards look a lot cleaner without that ad for the cartoon up there. Here is the back of the package. Looks the same as any other 2025 package. Real-life autos and collectible toy vehicles collide in this dynamic combo of legendary Hot Wheels originals. With smokin' twin V8s inside the Deora-inspired pickup propelling the Twin Mill-inspired cabin, the checkered flag will fall in record time. So without further ado, let's get a loose copy out onto the review table. All right, here is the Twin Dorado out of its package. Very cool looking hot rodded truck here. We're gonna go over some of the cool details with this car and some of the ways that they mashed up the Deora and the Twin Mill. The original Deora was a custom car built in the 1960s that was designed by Harry Bradley. Harry Bradley was one of the first ever Hot Wheels designers, and for the first 16 Hot Wheels ever made, Harry decided to put the Deora into the line. And it was Elliot Handler who suggested putting surfboards on the back. The original Deora casting looked a little something like this. Now this is a reproduction, but it is pretty close in proportions. As you can see, you got 2 surfboards. If anyone can guess why I have those specific 2 colors of surfboards on this, you get a cookie. Of course, everyone knows the Deora legacy lived on in the ever so iconic Deora 2. The Twin Mill was one of the very first Hot Wheels Originals designs by Ira Guilford that first released in 1969, the second year of Hot Wheels. This special premium version I'm showing you here is based on the real-life car that was built. As you can see, we got the double twin V8 engines. The original casting looked a little something like this. Of course, this, yet again, is a reproduction. You'll notice there is some significant differences with these 2 castings and why I prefer this premium one here from the 100% line. So the Twin Dorado combines elements of both cars, and we'll get into that here in a sec. Let's just do a showcase, get it on the turntable. We have a gold plastic body, which is quite the choice for this. We have an unpainted Zamac metal base, black MC5 wheels with a gold trim, chrome interior with the chrome engines there, a very light blue window piece. It's very hard to see the tint on that. And we got black and a sort of bluish, grayish stripes for the tampos with a Hot Wheels logo in there. This is a really clever design because not only does it look like a really cool, just hot rod truck on its own, but the way the Deora and Twin Mill are incorporated into this design is very clever. So when facing forwards, it resembles the Deora's shape, as you can see here, with the canopy in the front. But if you turn the car around facing backwards, now it sort of resembles the Twin Mill, with the canopy in the back, the engines, and then the front tampos here kind of mimic the front end of the Twin Mill. It's kind of hard to see, but these 2 parts here are raised, kind of like the front end of the Twin Mill here, how it's raised where the headlights are here. And you can see this part in between the engines where the engines are housed in the engine bay. There's those sort of folds that are present on the Twin Mill they having sort of incorporated that into this design. But you can sort of see those 3 vents there that are on both of the front fenders have been incorporated into the back with 2 vents, and the stripe going down the middle kind of reminds you of a lot of twin mill Tampo designs where they do a lot of like stripes and stuff like that. But yeah, it's kind of cool how it's twin mill facing one way and then Deora facing the other way. On the front end here, we got the chrome from the interior poking through as the grille. There's like a little square on the left side there. I'm not sure what that's supposed to represent, and there's some sort of little thing up there on the upper right. The headlights are the interior piece poking through, that sort of transparent plastic blue, which is very cool looking. It has a wraparound window in a similar way to the iconic twin mill wraparound window. We got some vents on the side there next to the window. There's sort of a seam line here. I wonder if that's how the canopy would open up if this was like a real car, because the canopy of the real life twin mill opens up in a very similar way. There's our big chrome V8 engines there. Guess the headers come down. I guess those little squares are the exhaust tips. So we got very, very unified square looking exhaust tips. Not a lot of details on the base, so it's hard to tell. Yeah, it does sort of look like headers here. It's very kind of futuristic looking almost. Here's the base information. This was, the date code is U19. I'm guessing that's the 19th week of 2025. I've been told in my last review from a commenter that HYW49 is I think he said it was the product number or the car number or something like that. It's a number that identifies the casting basically. Made in Malaysia like all mainlines are. This is a 2-rivet rule car like all mainlines currently. On the rear here we got the chrome interior poking out again for the rear part, which is pretty cool. And it looks like we got some more exhaust tips. Kind of reminds me of the way there are some header exhausts sticking out the side of the twin mill, and there's also some in the back because, you know, with it being 2 engines, you need one side of you need both sides of the exhaust pipes to stick out. So we got one side on the sides of the cars, and then the sides in the middle come down, well, through the middle and out the back. So that is a pretty neat detail, putting some what I assume are exhaust tips on the back there. I think they're exhaust tips because on the side, it's very similar looking exhaust tips. I remember when this car was revealed during the convention when me, JC, and a couple other AcceleReece friends were watching that presentation. I remember being excited about the car because of how cool it looked, but I also remember it looking a lot different. Like, the color was a little darker. I know the color of the tampos were different. I think this blue stripe was more of like a white. So I guess some changes were made between the material they had to reveal versus the final product here. Here is the top. I'm really not sure what all these details up here are supposed to represent. If there is any car people who may know those sort of details, just let me know in the comments. So the plastic body and metal base is an interesting choice because that means this is designed to be a track car, meaning it's designed to work very well on the track, which is an interesting choice for this kind of casting. This is why the car is in the Track Champs series. Now, the reason that they do this plastic body metal base configuration for track performance is because the metal base, the heavier metal base with the lighter plastic body, makes for a lower center of gravity. So when doing stunts like going through loops or banked curves, it doesn't flip over, as cars with a metal body and plastic base are more prone to flipping over in the loops and curves. For example, here's a Ravager ST. This is also a more recent casting they did. Again, metal base, this time plastic body. You'll notice with these track cars, they always have flat sides that work really well in the boosters. And I think Twin Dorado definitely fits that criteria. I imagine this car would zip out of the boosters pretty fast with those nice flat sides. I'm going to do some comparisons here. Of course, we have the twin mill. This is a pretty obvious one. The original twin mill casting has always had these really small engines. So I want to compare it to the 100% line version. Obviously, the more premium 100% series twin mill is going to have more detailed engines there, but you can see we got the big V8 blown engines. I've got Twin Mill 3 here from the early 2010s. This one has more futuristic style engines, but They are a little taller than the original twin mill castings. As you can see there's the big engines. Twin mill 3 also has those more square exhaust tips. There's the exhaust tips on the back. And of course the original Deora in gold there. Now this is a more premium casting based on the real life car, but that sort of gold color that it has is kind of what they were going for with the twin Dorado, considering it's kind of in the name. And of course the more traditional toy looking Hot Wheels Deora, akin to the 1968 version. I'm sure you guys want to see it, so here it is with the famous Deora 2. Another iconic front canopy Hot Wheels custom truck. I think these two go pretty well together as like modern Deoras. Now, the original Deora custom car did not have surfboards on the back. That was a Hot Wheels edition that Hot Wheels did that became iconic to the Deora. I'm sure you noticed the twin Dorado doesn't have any removable surfboards. I mean, they don't really do that anymore because of cost cutting and whatnot. But in case you were curious, there is just enough space in between the engines to fit a surfboard. So if you customizers wanted to glue a surfboard on there towards the middle in between the engines, that is definitely something you could do. And it looks pretty cool with a surfboard on the back. Another comparison I want to do, because there's another car that this really reminds me of, but the tuned Deora casting from the mid 2000s, it kind of gives me those vibes probably because of the big V8 engine sticking out. Now, this release did originally come with two surfboards on the back, as you can see, those two slots there. Mine just doesn't have them, but they both got that gold color and a black stripe with a Hot Wheels logo right there on the back and Hot Wheels logo on the back of this one. So there's a bit of symmetry there. So yeah, these two have sort of a bit of similarities that I just kind of wanted to bring that up because they do look weirdly similar, because as you can see, it's got a bunch of square exhaust tips on the rear end, kind of like our car of topic today. Well, with this having the metal base and plastic body treatment in the Track Champ series, let's just see how good it is on the track, because it's time for the Stunt Track Challenge.
Okay, get ready to race. 3, 2, 1, go! What a furious finish!
But don't go away, this video is not done yet, because now that I'm thinking about it, there is another Hot Wheels casting from this year that also combines two iconic Hot Wheels cars. So I guess this is this series' first ever surprise double feature. That's right, the Mod Mill. This was released earlier in 2025 and was designed by Brian Zhao. The Mod Mill is a combination between the Mod Rod and the Twin Mill. Now, you might have noticed I've used the Twin Mill 3 here instead of the original Twin Mill, and that's because I think the features of this car share more similarities with the Twin Mill 3. So, we got a metal body in this very cool metal flake, like burnt orange, almost red. We got a black plastic base. There's the base if you wanted to see it. We got a dark chrome kind of oiled out interior, which is where our engine and the front grille pop out as well, and a normal smoked out gray window piece. We got black Ryu Asada wheels here with a chrome rim. So here is the Mod Mill. It's got that sort of twin mill iconography shape with the canopy in the back and the two front engines in the front. It has a rear window, which kind of reminds me of the back of the Twin Mill 2, but yeah, the rear is actually lifted right from the Mod Rod here. It's got a sunroof on the top, which the Mod Rod also has. So it's got the two Twin Mill engines, but one of them is like a Twin Mill 3 type engine, and then the other is styled like a Mod Rod engine. I don't know how much I really like this asymmetric look. It's kind of cursed looking. I think I would have preferred them to both have two Mod Rod engines instead of combining both here. But I guess it is an interesting design with the asymmetry. The front end is kind of weird. It's got a grille kind of like the Mod Rod, but it just, I don't know, this sort of like hot rod, rat rod grille on the front of a like pointy twin mill kind of design. Just doesn't really look quite right in my opinion. It's got a nice front splitter there with the plastic base. Of course, we got the 2 exhaust pipes on the side with the headers. Do we got the exhaust pipes underneath? No, we do not. So where are those other exhaust pipes going? Are they just kind of hiding inside there? We got a white and silver tampo, pretty much just some stripes, like some barcode looking things. I'm really not sure what those barcodes are. And a circle with a Hot Wheels logo. If anyone in the comments can give me some trivia on these like potential barcodes, let me know. Or if it's just kind of just a design thing. I'm really not sure. So yeah, I guess this is just kind of a new thing that Hot Wheels is doing where they're mashing together their iconic castings into these mashup castings. I think with Twin Dorado it turned out great, but Mod Mill is a little awkward. Nothing against Brian Zhao, it's not a bad design. But I'm just wondering if they are going to do any more of these sort of mashup castings in the future. It's funny, it looks like 2 parents and their child, like, oh, they grow up so fast, don't they, honey? Never talk to us or our son ever again. Here's Twin Dorado with his parents one more time. It's kind of weird to think about Hot Wheels car procreation, but I guess to keep YouTube from marking this as made for kids, we should probably get into the birds and the bees. So you see, when 2 Hot Wheels cars love each other very much, they like to... But don't click off just yet, because Mod Mill, you don't get off the hook. You also have to participate in the Stunt Track Challenge. Again.
Time for the final lap. You can take him. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, bad landing.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Hot Wheels Originals Reviews. If you watched this far into the video, thank you so much. It means a lot. Stick around for more reviews of some iconic Hot Wheels fantasy cars. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I'm AcceleReece of Tesla's Cube, signing off. Guys, take care and peace out.